Joe Miller beaten to death in the first hour. Jesse shot in the face with zero build-up and zero time to mourn. Tommy shot in the head, left crippled, bitter and half blind. And Ellie losing her entire family only to end up completely alone. Is there any actual point to all this suffering? Or are the writers just pushing us because they can? I can see exactly why people call this misery porn. The game is relentless. It's gore, sadness, and trauma on repeat. Let's start with the elephant in the room, Joe. He was the core of part 1. He was the most loved character in the franchise. And they didn't just kill him, they humiliated him. They took him out without even giving him a chance to say goodbye to Ellie. And if the game is willing to do that to its most iconic hero, you know it damn well doesn't end there. The misery infects every storyline. You have Abby and Lev hung on a pillar to die. You have Ellie nearly watching a pregnant Dina get her throat slit. You have Ellie traumatized after realizing she killed a pregnant woman. It never stopped. The entire experience feels dark, depressing, and exhausting. It feels like the writers are just pushing our buttons, like the sadness is useless. But I think that's actually wrong. In an apocalypse, bad things are bound to happen, but Part 2 feels heavier than other games, even heavier than the first Last of Us, because of why the misery is happening. Look at Part 1. That was a journey about a father and a daughter. It was driven by love. Sure, people died like Sam and Harry, but the motivation was direct and pure. Part 2 is quite different. The misery here skyrockets because it's driven by the consequences of revenge and bitterness. When you mix guilt and rage in a world with no rules or limitations, you're going to do fucked up shit you didn't think you were capable of. You are going to put loved ones in danger and you're going to end up with nothing. Like Otomonga said, revenge is a fool's game. So the writers aren't killing for fun. They're showing us the ugly, grounded reality of what humans do when they let bitterness take the wheel. I think the writers took a massive bold risk to prioritize realism over comfort and honestly, we have to appreciate that. Very few AAA games are brave enough to make you feel this terrible. Most games want you to feel like a hero. This game wanted to show you that revenge, especially in a world already broken by the apocalypse, is never going to end well. Not while we are doing it, and definitely not after. It doesn't cater to us, it doesn't give us the happy ending or the closure we crave. But that doesn't make it misery porn. It's a harsh reality check that sometimes nobody wins. But that is just my ruling. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think the suffering was justified to tell the story, or was it just misery for the sake of misery? Let me know your verdict in the comments below.